The premiere of the final season of Attack on Titan is finally here. Let's go! So, what happens in episode 76? Well, quite a lot of things actually. For starters, Levi is alive. Hanji appears to have saved him, even though she said at first that Levi is dead. Apparently she was lying. She was thinking quickly on her feet and she jumped in the river to save him. Sasuga Hanji. Next, we see Zeke get resurrected, stumbling out of that weird titan, completely butt naked, and regenerated. Hymir fixed him up real good. The most important thing to note here is that MAPPA is using their resources correctly. We were hoping that anime will clear up some points on how Ymir fixed him, but it didn't. Only thing I can think of is that is the treatment reserved for royal shifters. Who the hell knows? Furthermore, the paths are produced very nicely, and that fills us with optimism. They seem to have picked the correct shade of blue, exactly the one I like. So that's good. As for the music, for the intro, they chose a heavy metal song. And it's pretty good. It definitely depicts inner feelings of Eren perfectly. And unlike previous OPs, I like this one from the start. Even the ending song is good, and I don't usually care a lot about those. It focuses on young Eren, so it has to be good. So, the main gripe people have with this episode is too little of manga has been covered, probably less than half a chapter. This kind of tempo practically guarantees that this season will not cover the whole story from the manga, and that is what we feared. That means that the story from the manga will be finished in a feature-length movie, and that movie might come out this year or it might come out the next year. Is this good or bad? Well, if they produce the season correctly and in high quality, then in the long run this is good. But, as we have foreseen, this means we have to wait. Our collective kintamas will fall off before we see the end of the story. In this half a chapter, we focus on the fight between Reiner, Porco, Pieck, and Eren. The appearance of Eren's Titan is not that much different now that he has a Warhammer Titan inside him. It's as if he has sleeves made of crystal. But it should be noted that the battle and generally the episode is really well produced and animated. Compared to the last season, the quality of animation has increased. All Titans look somehow more alive, more real and less plastic. Scenes don't look like they have been just exported from a cheap 3D modeling program. They flow in a more natural way, they have more natural movements, and simply put, it is just easier to watch. I can't help but think of that 3D Colossal Titan from a couple of seasons ago, the one that looks like a nightmare, and I'm really glad that is not the case with this season. The thing that still bothers me is the colors chosen to represent the shifters while they are inside their Titan. It is too saturated, too red, too dark. And the backgrounds are too organic. They just don't fit the aesthetic. Wit's design was just perfect. This is really a thorn in my side because I feel it doesn't represent manga correctly. As for the story, in this episode we're shown the beginning of a big battle between Marley and Paradis. And we can see both sides are giving all they got. Scenes are well animated. It really seems like the ground is shaking when Reiner and Eren start fighting, with Porco jumping around trying to, well, kill Eren. We see Eren as he uses the Warhammer Titan for the first time. Those Warhammer spikes look really dangerous. It seems that Eren hasn't really figured out how to use the Warhammer Titan properly, since he only uses spikes and he didn't use a crossbow or a hammer. It is a Warhammer Titan, use the damn hammer. If Lara Tiber could, so can you, Eren. No excuses. Maybe next episode. As if that's not enough. Best girl Pieck because Annie is in the crystal now, so Pieck is the best girl, together with Maggot, actually did most of the job, while Reiner and Porco were just blindly attacking. It seems that if you shoot a Titan in the brain, that will somehow impair it or something. We never had this mentioned before, and a little spoiler, it never will be mentioned again. Is Sayama having a field day? So Maggot shoots Eren in the head, and a lot of unnamed soldiers die. And that's about it for this battle. For the premiere of the final season, there is just too little content covered from the manga, and that is unacceptable. The rest of the episode is used to show us the conversation between Onyankopon and the rest of the Scouting Corps. That conversation is important. It is there to showcase that the volunteers had no ill intent when they were coming to the island. They just wanted to help. And I feel that is important to note and remember. They are good people, unlike Yelena, who definitely has a few screws loose. Holy Armin, praised be his name, manages to calm everybody down and helps organize people to help Eren defend Paradis, while Mikasa still has troubles defining her emotions towards Eren with her symbolic scarf. But that scarf is no longer around her neck. It is in her hands. Does that mean that her feelings towards Eren are starting to fade? And it is also important to note that Connie finally snaps under pressure, because at this point he has been betrayed by Reiner, Annie, Bertoldo, and Eren. I guess the little guy just had enough. This will be more important later in his character development. The episode ends with more dead soldiers and Eren roaring magnificently into the camera. What can be said about this episode? I guess it's good enough. Production and animation are better, which was the main critique of the first part of the season. But now we have new concerns and gripes, and that is how much of the material from the manga will anime cover. In all likelihood, we are heading for an Attack on Titan movie that will finally end the story. As a fan, I am impatient to see the story end, but in the long run, I just want it to be produced in the best way possible. So maybe a movie is the way to go. We know that MAPPA can use their resources correctly when they put their mind to it. And as we have seen in the first couple of minutes of this episode, they can put their mind to it. That's it about this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social networks. Check out other videos on the channel. That's it. See you next time. Bye bye.